Hey there. It is the end of week 15 of us living on the property. And as most weeks, it's been a very exciting week. There's been all kinds of great stuff that have happened. There's been some interesting stuff that have happened. There's been things that have happened that I get to keep learning from. I think that's the whole trick here. I think it's all about the learning curve that I'm on. Some weeks I'm having to learn about everything, and some weeks I'm learning about things, very specific things. So I'll get to the big learning part, but there was a lot of work that got done this week in the process. Um, I got, good Lord, I got 3 pineapples, 3 avocados. I got 3 Moranga, a Katuck. I got all those in the ground. I was just checking to see if there was anything else that I got in the ground over in the garden area. So it was a very, very exciting day in the garden area today. And I got all of those plants in place. I did not get the Spanish limes in because I'm still kind of thinking out where I actually want those. So, oh, I got the John Charles and a lemon tree. Whoop, there we go. There's some more. I got the John Charles and I got a lemon tree um, put in the ground over in the garden area today too. So, and then the other thing that got done was that I put in place of the cucumbers that just, they were cucumber seedlings. They were, a little tall, but they never made it. So I put cowpeas in place of them to fill up that bed. So that bed is now full. And speaking of the beds, oh my God. I mean, they are growing, growing. Now, look, I don't know. Do you guys get that this is the first time I've ever done this? Because this is the first time I've ever done this. As a matter of fact, this is the first time I've done most everything you'll hear me talk about. Um, I have been blown away at how quickly the seeds have been growing. Now, that's not to say that the peas that Lauren put in, that those haven't grown, but the seeds that we put in, um, the corn is about yay tall now. So I'm just about ready. By next week, I will be putting in uh, the third sister because I've got the corn and the squash in there, and I was just waiting for the corn to grow a little bit so that the beans could use it as a trellis. So probably by next week, I'll be able to get the third sister of the beans in there, and then my bed of beans are growing. My bed now to be my bed of peas is growing. So what happened with the garden beds, Kim? Because I had said that I'd have soil this week. And indeed, I had life all figured out. I woke up Saturday morning and I was so excited because I was going to go get plants from a organic plant place that's near me. And oh my God, I I was just like on my tippy toes, like making things work. I got a couple cancellations with some clients. It gave me exactly the amount of time. And by the way, the organic farm that's not too far away from me is growing back to Eden. And Nick, there's an incredible guy over there who is running that whole farm. It is amazing. So that's where I was going to hop it. So I hop into the Jeep. I hop into the Jeep and oh, after I got plants from Nick, um, then I was going to run to Ace Hardware because my soil came in that I ordered, and I was going to run to Ace Hardware and uh, throw these 60-pound bags into the back of the truck, and therefore I would have all of that ready for today when the planting would happen. So Gracie in her little pouch, we run to the truck, we get in the truck, we put the key in the truck, and it goes click, click, click. You're saying click to me? I mean, it acted like it turned on. It said it was running, but it would not turn over. So I get out the manual, I do everything I know to do. I read everything, I check everything there is to check. And then I call my old dealership, which is in St. Pete. Because for those of you that know this story, I lived in St. Pete for 3 years on my way here, waiting for the property to get a certificate of occupancy so I could live here. And then I lived in Tampa for a while. So I've been through various renditions of Jeep people and Jeep dealers and this and that, the other. So I called the Jeep dealer in St. Pete because they were Dayton Andrews. They were always really great with me. And the young man that answered the phone said, well, let's troubleshoot. He walked me through a couple things and he said, no, your battery is shot. My battery is shot. Yep, it has to be at least a 10 point something to turn the car on. And by him doing the diagnostics that he had me do, I was only at like an 8.2. He said, yeah, he said, your battery's shot. You need new battery. Now that's lovely, except for, well, the St. Pete dealership is an hour and 45 minutes away. And the closest dealership to me now is 30 minutes away. And I got a dead battery. So I was not able to pick up any little plants, and I was not able to pick up my soil. And so thus the planting like a crazy woman today, because I figured I might as well get all this other stuff that's been sitting on my deck. I might as well clean and brush cut and make pathways between here and there and do all the stuff that I did instead. Yep. So what does that mean? That means that tomorrow morning, because by the time I called the dealership that is 30 minutes away from me, he let me know that they would probably be closing in about an hour, hour and a half. And what this process is going to be like for me, since I have no one up here and no one that can help me, it means that I am going to need to call AAA, wait for them to show up, get them to recharge the battery so that I can get it started and get it on the road. And then I'm going to have to drive straight to the dealership. So it's going to have to be doop, doop, doop. Because if I turn it off, it will not turn back on again. Hopefully that made sense. Anyhow, the learning part. The learning part is me continually figuring out what this life looks like here by myself. So I actually have not made friends in the neighborhood yet. I know that that's probably pretty important to do, particularly now. It was just coming here every Sunday for the last 3 years. I really just wanted to focus on working when I was here on Sundays. So I didn't go out socializing. And then, when I landed here, it was winter and, I thought, well, I'll get around to knocking on doors and socializing soon, but it hasn't happened yet. Um, you know, I'm extremely happy by myself. I am not a person at this stage in my life that um, needs a lot of other interaction. For a living, I coach people in their businesses and do some personal coaching. And the bottom line is that I'm on a phone with people, well, about 16 hours a day, um, Monday through Friday, about 7 hours on Saturday. Um, when I'm off that phone, I'm pretty much just enjoying the quiet and the not interacting. Um, and of course, I've got the kids. You know, I got Gracie and I got Tiggs the cat, and they keep me company. And everything else here keeps me company. All the other little, just about rolled herself out of the chair. All the other little creatures and the plants. And I am not craving um, a lot of social interaction. And I do have friends that show up from time to time, and that's fabulous. And I love that. And they're absolutely welcome whenever they do want to show up. But um, really, a whole piece of this, of me moving here by myself, was to actually have the peace and quiet and the time to just be by myself. So, uh, I guess I need to learn now how to do more things since I am mostly by myself, and how to handle more things, and how to get get the help I need when I do need it. So that was all to say, gosh, there's always technical things to learn. And yeah, sometimes there's these other kind of human things to learn too. I have to keep reminding myself that I am not a superwoman. So I need to keep figuring out how it is that I socialize enough and connect with people enough and offer enough of my support in their direction, um, such that I'm connected here in the neighborhood. So, more about that coming soon. Sorry, it was a bit of a tangent, but it was part of, oh, wow, what do I do when the Jeep dies? Which is very similar to, what do I do when the plumbing dies, and what do I do when the electricity dies? And you know, it there's a whole series of Kim on her own here that that requires learning things. That's right. So the bottom line is that I will get the Jeep fixed. I will get the soil here, and fingers crossed, fingers crossed, next week I will get those other 3 beds handled. But in the meantime, we've got this all going. And so that's been pretty much it for this week. Uh, there's always creature spottings. Um, so there was a baby rabbit this week. I assume the baby rabbit probably belonged to the larger rabbit slash hare that I saw last week. Um, and the baby rabbit got scared when I was watering plants and tried to hop away, and hopped in the direction of my little pathway here, which meant instead of him hopping off into the woods, he hopped right in clear view of me. And then and then he tried to play invisible. She, it tried to play invisible and just sat there frozen and tucked its ears back. It was so cute. It was so cute. And then I finally moved myself far enough away that he went back into the woods. And I've had more birds visiting the bird fountain this week. So I just keep getting thrilled by the plants and the creatures. So Gracie and I now are going to say goodbye. So we send you freedom for yourself and your life. And that's right, that's right. And love, tons of love for yourself and your life. And we also send you peacefulness. So I hope that you partake in all of that. Pull it in, make it yours. I'll keep sending it week after week. I think it's something that we can all use some of. All right. We'll see you soon next week. Right, Gracie? Gracie just a licking fool today. Okay. All right. Stop licking for just a minute. Smile. Smile for people. Nope. It's not going to happen. We'll see you next week.